Manchester City has officially won the lawsuit against the Premier League, but it is worth noting that this case is unrelated to the 115 financial allegations that could see the citizens relegated. The event we are talking about is known as the APT War. This lawsuit revolves around regulations set by the Premier League aimed at controlling commercial transactions between clubs and companies related to their owners. This is just one part of the larger confrontation between Manchester City and the Premier League. Although City has won the APT War, they still need to prepare for the next trial related to 115 financial rule violations that the Premier League is investigating. Background of the APT lawsuit. APT, Associated Party Transactions, refers to rules for linked party transactions introduced by the Premier League at the end of 2021 and updated in early 2024. These regulations aim to control commercial transactions between clubs and companies connected to their owners. According to these rules, any sponsorship deal or transaction with a third party linked to the club owner must be reviewed by the Premier League to prevent inflated commercial values. This is believed to help create financial fairness between clubs and stop wealthy owners from funneling money into the club through non-transparent sponsorship deals. However, Manchester City has strongly opposed this rule, arguing that it is unfair and violates competition law. City contends that the APT regulations are essentially a tool used by the Premier League to stifle the growth of clubs owned by large financial groups, particularly those from the Gulf region. City's legal team, led by Lord David Pannick, claims the Premier League has no right to ban commercial deals simply because the sponsoring partners are linked to the club's owners. City also pointed out that the APT rules were not applied consistently across clubs. For example, Arsenal borrowed more than £200 million from shareholders by the end of the 2022 to 2023 season, but did not face the same strict scrutiny as City's commercial transactions. This is one of the main reasons the citizens decided to sue, arguing that the APT system effectively creates a tyranny of the majority. City's legal team argued that these rules distort competition because they allow one form of subsidy while banning another. The core of the lawsuit involved two major sponsorship deals City signed at the end of 2023, including agreements with Etihad Airways and a bank based in Abu Dhabi. These deals were blocked by the Premier League through the APT system, claiming they might violate the market value rule. City insists that this rejection is unfair and that the APT regulations are unlawful, the proceedings and the verdict. The lawsuit began in June 2024 when City took the Premier League to arbitration court, claiming that the APT system violated the UK Competition Act. During the proceedings, City argued that the Premier League's tight control over sponsorships involving linked parties was a form of discrimination, particularly against clubs owned by foreign investors. The closed hearing lasted 2 weeks, with more than 60 lawyers representing both sides. Several clubs, including Chelsea, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, and Everton, supported City, arguing that the APT rules could negatively affect their financial growth. Meanwhile, other major clubs like Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, and Brighton supported the Premier League's view that the APT regulations were necessary to protect fairness and financial control in English football. The October 2024 ruling was a major victory for City, with the panel of judges declaring that the Premier League's APT regulations were unlawful and violated the fundamental principles of the UK Competition Act. This opened the door for City not only to defend their commercial deals, but also to seek compensation from the Premier League. The panel also emphasized that the Premier League needed to revise or completely remove the APT system. However, this does not mean the Premier League will give up on controlling transactions involving club owners. Instead, The system will be adjusted to ensure compliance with competition regulations and maintain fairness in football. The Premier League immediately responded to the ruling, issuing a statement saying it welcomed the court's conclusions, which confirmed the main goals, legal framework, and decision-making process of the APT system. The court affirmed the need for this system throughout, rejecting most of City's challenges. Furthermore, the court also stated that these rules are crucial for ensuring the effective operation of the Premier League's financial control measures. However, the court pointed out that certain elements within the current rules did not fully comply with competition and public law. These points could be quickly and effectively adjusted by the Premier League and the clubs. While awaiting adjustments, the APT system will continue to operate, and the Premier League will consider the court's findings. This statement shows that the Premier League will not abandon the APT system, but will adjust it to comply with legal requirements. This could affect how the Premier League controls club finances in the future and may open the door to a wave of changes in the financial governance structure of the league. Speaking about City's victory, Christopher Allen, a partner at Memory Crystal Law Firm and an expert on football regulations, said the illegal nature of the current APT rules raises two issues. First, with Manchester City being the first club to take the Premier League to court, it could open the door for other clubs, those whose deals were rejected by the Premier League based on the old APT regulations, to claim their rights. Second, a point highlighted by the panel of judges is that interest-free loans from shareholders may need to be included in the new APT rules the Premier League will establish. This could raise concerns for around 9 Premier League clubs that are believed to have received such loans. However, changing Premier League regulations is not simple. Normally, this requires the consent of 14 member clubs, and it may now be even harder to convince clubs to agree to a new set of APT rules. But one positive outcome is that, in addition to protecting their sponsorship deals, City may also seek compensation from the Premier League for the financial restrictions imposed on them while the APT rules were in effect. This could result in the Premier League paying as a substantial settlement to the club. City's victory in the lawsuit concerning the APT linked party transaction system marks a major turning point in English football. It is important to note that this legal battle is completely separate from the 115 financial charges the club is facing from the Premier League. The two cases are different in nature, but City's win in the APT lawsuit could give them an advantage in their long-term fight with the Premier League over financial allegations. The case involving the 115 financial charges focuses on City's financial activities from 2009 to 2018. The Premier League alleges that City violated financial fairness rules by inflating revenue and hiding sponsorship funds to boost their spending power. These charges directly relate to whether City adhered to or violated the Premier League's financial rules over many years. While City's win in the APT lawsuit does not directly affect the hearing on the 115 financial charges, it could have a significant indirect impact. As a result, City could use their victory in the APT lawsuit to build a defense against the 115 charges. They might argue that the Premier League has been unfair in how it applies financial regulations, which could influence how they are investigated and treated in the case of the 115 charges. Although the two cases differ in content, the APT lawsuit victory boosts City's confidence in continuing to fight the Premier League's accusations. On the other hand, if City is found guilty of violating financial rules, they could face severe penalties, including points deductions, transfer bans, or even relegation from the Premier League. This would be a major shock for City, especially as they are currently at the height of their power in English and European football. In summary, City's victory in the APT lawsuit has opened a new chapter in the legal and financial battle between the club and the Premier League. This ruling not only gives City an advantage in the competition within the Premier League, but could also lead to major changes in how financial controls are managed in English football going forward.